Hey, baby.
Alright, welcome back. This is Rocks, the Vanlife Rocks channel. Title subject to change. We haven't gotten there yet. But I don't know, I'm kind of working on multiple things, and it's not just limited to vans. But for now, as you can see behind me, I got some sports cars I like to repair and flip and do all that kind of cool stuff. So you see I'm working on a 2002 Pontiac Firebird in the garage right now. I traded the Kia Sedona, the Crimson Avenger, for this beast. I'm calling it the beast right now because it is big, it is clunky, it is crusty, she is rusty, she's she's a little worse for wear. But I traded my family van, Crimson Avenger, Kia Sedona, for a big Dodge Ram van, V8 Magnum 1995 edition model, whatever, that we're going to build out. We're going to flip it, we're going to make it a home. And that's what this content going forward on this channel is going to be all about on this specific build. How long I keep it is up to whether or not I like it or not. I don't know. So we're doing things a little differently on this channel now. I got rid of the no build family van in place of a completely gutted, completely clean slate, ready to build up, do what I want with, customize it however the hell I want. Instead of doing no build, we're gonna build this time. And that's the main reason why I got rid of the Crimson Avenger, is I wanted something I could build. I didn't want to just sit on these crates anymore. I didn't want to just, I ran out of content. Yeah, believe it or not, I ran out of content ideas on a no build, so sue me. And you know, in the last videos for the Crimson Avenger, I said that it died, but I quickly figured out what was wrong with it, got it fixed. So you know, it is what it is. It's no longer dead. It is a happy vehicle for somebody else now in trade for this. I traded a perfectly good running vehicle for a beast. So as you can see, I got the hood popped open, and let's take a look inside. That being said, we've got a pretty crusty looking engine, right? When she's running, she's squeaking pretty good. So what's interesting about this vehicle and how it starts, it's got kind of an alternative way to start it. You put the key in. Pretty cool. Pretty standard stuff. You turn it on. And you turn it and turn it on, and nothing. What's going on? Well, below the dash is an extra little button that kicks it on. Pretty wild, huh? I'm pretty happy with this. It's like an anti-theft feature or something. So she's a bit on the squeaky side. My guess is we gotta do something about these belts. These belts are probably old, so they're squeaking pretty good. I've already checked all the pulleys. They don't really have any play, so they seem to be pretty strong. So I don't really have to worry about that. I think I just got to replace the belt. The fluids are holding. There's no leaks. Yeah, all fluids are topped off. Battery's running good. So whatever shape she's in good enough shape for me to have a basic shell to build on. So anyway, as I was saying, she squeaks. So it's like most likely a bad belt. Just need to replace the belt. We've had it for a while. I mean, that being said, so as you can see, it squeaks really good. It's a big squeaker, and the fact that it's squeaking so much, my best guess at first assessment is gonna be that the belt has gone bad, and a simple fix, just gotta replace the belt. That should deal with a lot of the squeaking. I did the test where you spray it with a little bit of water. You can watch a bunch of videos on YouTube about that. If you spray the belts with a little bit of water, and it should take away the squeak for a few minutes to let you know that, okay, it's likely the belt. And then you test each pulley, make sure like the water pump and so you test the water pump, you test the alternator and all that to make sure the pulleys don't have any play on them, and if they don't, then it's not the pulleys. Alternator works good, battery works good, no leaks, nothing underground that you need to worry about. I mean, it's been sitting in the driveway for about a good week now, and we got no leaks. She might look like hell, she might run a little, but after I'm done with her, she'll be running like a charm, and she'll be looking much better. I mean, as you can see, there's lots of rust spots, so we'll get her working good. And then we'll use it. And then we'll build it out to be a camper van, RV kind of thing. You know, what's popular these days is my home just upgraded to a mansion. Alright, so we're now in the planning phase of this build. I took a power hose to it. Yeah, on the inside, I took a power hose to get some of the rust and some of the dirt out. It was caked in dirt. The whole base of the van was just caked in layers of dirt. Previous owner, you know. So I took a power hose to it instead of using like a scraper or anything like that. I just took the power hose to it and blew most of it out. And it worked out pretty well. I might still go in with a hand scraper, get some of the last little bits out, but for the most part, she's clean again on the inside. A little rusty. Little used, a little worse for wear, but she is working pretty good. She looks pretty good now for the most part. Awesome that came pre-gutted. I didn't have to do any of that work. The cool thing about this little guy right here is the previous owner welded this nice little crossbar, which is just beyond this bench seat. And they had a dividing wall made from these really busted pieces of wood. I took the dividing wall out just because the wood was really bad, so I might consider putting up another wall, but right now it's got this is the extended cab version, so I get to kind of sit down. It's still got its second row bench, it's still got everything in the cockpit, so it's got all this extra space beyond the second row bench. So what I'm thinking is that's going to be the home, that's going to be where I build everything. And on this side can still kind of serve its purpose as a vehicle to transport people in and whatnot. I don't know. I'm still debating that, but I do want to show one thing. The bench, this is kind of bothering me. The bench has all this wasted leg room up front. And what I'd like to do with that wasted leg room is move this bench forward a little bit so I can have more room for the back to build out of. But also I'm thinking about modifying this bench or getting a replacement or building my own into a bench that can also fold back into being a like guest bed or something like that, you know, or even the main bed. I haven't quite decided. It'd be a little different build to sleep up front behind the driver's seat and have all the rest of that space behind to live in for other purposes. So I've been toying with that idea even on the Crimson Avenger of having the bedding be directly behind the driver seat so that I have room to have the whole rest of the vehicle for camping in, sleeping in, cooking in. With the way this thing's built out, I'm already thinking, because it's got all that like space behind this little divider, that's about a good like couple feet, turning that into like the washroom or like the bathroom or something like that, so you can actually have some privacy and use that on here. So that's kind of some ideas I'm floating around with, and that's exactly where we're at in this build, is the thinking phase. What are we going to do? How are we going to build it? What do we want it to look like when we're done? I want to go a little different than most of the designs you see out there already on YouTube land and all that. Instagram, excuse me. So most every design I've seen, and I've watched thousands of these videos already. I like watching all your content out there for you other van dwellers. I love it, I live it, but I kind of want to do something a little different. So once you open these barn doors, most people have their kitchen setups kind of on the back wall right there behind the passenger, or no, behind the driver's seat, sorry. Behind the driver's seat is usually some kind of kitchen setup. I'm thinking, like I said, since it's already kind of built this way, there's already going to be a dividing wall right there, that I can go ahead and build some kind of bed combo bench to use this as like my sleeping area. So when you know, say I'm parked somewhere and like a beach or something cool, or a forest or whatever, pop these barn doors open and I'm already exposed to the elements, exposed to the view, mountain range, mountain tops, stuff like that. And my bedding's already right there, so I can kind of just enjoy it instead of off the back, having it be off the side. So I'm toying around with that idea. And again, we got the whole back end of this vehicle that's all from like these little, right there, where's my finger? So these little dividers here, like these little support railings or whatever you want to call it, from beyond there to the back door is actually a pretty good amount of space to create another kind of private area. I'm thinking to put in like a shower or at least a toilet in the corner. I'm thinking like your little toilet bucket kind of thing in the corner, but instead of just going with the like classic bucket, the Lugaloo or anything like that, I might actually turn that into an actual like solid functioning bathroom, maybe with a tub, or maybe at least with a, you know, solar shower or something like that. So that's kind of where I'm going at with that, since I got the whole back end of this thing to play on, and the back end being farthest from where you sleep. You crack a door open while you're doing your business, let some fresh air in, that kind of thing, and still be kind of private. So I might do that. That's what I'm thinking about doing. That's if I want to use some of the good space of this vehicle for, I don't know, I would think a bathroom, washroom, shower room in a house is probably one of your more important rooms next to a kitchen and a bedroom. So we might just build into that. Alright, so as you can see, I got my work cut out for me, which that was the whole plan, is to have enough content to fill up a channel. This is my second channel, and this one's dedicated to the van life and to building out cars and stuff like that. Hence the name might change from Vanlife Rocks to something else. I'm kind of toying with the idea of Rocks' Garage or Road Rocks, I don't know. I'm trying to work on the branding here, but the idea is I want to keep building these out, not just for myself, but for other, you know, clients or whatnot. I am straying away from the idea of building these and just giving them to the homeless subscribers and lucky winners of this channel kind of thing. And the reason being is my first build for that idea, and for now is my last build for that idea, is that I was about to give the Crimson Avenger away to somebody, and it died. Thankfully it died in my possession, so I can take it home, I can figure it out, fix it up, fix it for myself. I continued to use it as a beautiful vehicle once I figured out what was wrong with it. And pretty much what was wrong with it was the battery went bad, alternator was shot, it got some kind of gunk on it and just killed the alternator, took out the battery, and it's fine to go after that. So with the Crimson Avenger down, I realized I don't want to pass that kind of burden off to somebody who's already down on their luck. So we're not doing that with the channel right now. My heart is still there, so as I get more success with what I'm doing and better at what I'm doing, then I will return to the concept. So I'm sorry for those of you out there struggling right now. Hope is on the way, maybe eventually, but for now, I can't do it. I'm not the guy. I'm not the one. Until I'm a little more stable, until my builds are a little bit more stable, I can't just build these out and give them away. We'll see how this one turns out. This one's my flip vehicle, so it's not really gonna be, at least for now, planned for myself. I'm planning to flip it so I can make some money off of this one and upgrade to something a little closer to what I want. But if it turns out that I end up living in this thing, at least it's a mansion compared to the Crimson Avenger. It's so big. I mean, you can see it's huge. It's extended cab. The only thing this thing doesn't have is the raised roof, and who knows, maybe I'll raise the roof. You know, I don't find that too important, being able to stand straight up inside. something like this. I personally like the look of it not being a raised roof. I like these cargo vans kind of looking meaty, like, you know, all-terrain, the lift kits and stuff like that, the big meaty wheels, but I don't like the raised roofs. Just like aesthetic thing for me. I don't think it's too critical that you got to crawl around a little bit on the inside as opposed to being able to just stand straight up. But who knows, I might change my mind throughout the process of building this. I might just get that bug in me that wants to lift it. If I do raise the roof on something like this, I was thinking doing it a little different from what I've seen. I don't really like that big boxy look at the top of these. So if I am going to do it, I'm going to do it in a way that is different. Just like I'm building this whole bed bench thing to be different than what's already out there. That is my plan. Everything I do, there's got to be a little bit of my own flavor to it, so my own spin on it. But taking all these brilliant ideas you all have done out there and trying to run with that and make it my own. So my kitchen area will be probably further back, probably close to where I'm using the toilet area. So if I do a plumbing setup, it all can kind of go together. You know, that kind of makes sense to me. I don't know. We're in that design phase of it right now, and if I'm shifting over to the collecting materials phase. So the other purpose of this channel is, just like all the other builds I do, is everything I use is going to be found, recycled, cheap, very affordable in the design. I like to shop around on Marketplace for things that people are just giving away, furniture. I've got some cool ideas for how I'm going to redo a lot of the build in here without having to spend anything. The goal of this channel is to not have to spend anything major other than maybe out of pocket for engine upgrades and repairs and things like that. Maybe out of pocket for things like paint. But for the build, I'm hoping to do everything with recycled materials, things I can find on the side of the road, things that are being given away off a marketplace, things I acquire from people I know, trade for, things like that. I'll even consider trade as part of that idea. So anything I can trade for. If I have to trade a guitar for something to modify the inside of this guitar, or the inside of this van, cool. The goal is to not have to go out of pocket, but still make this thing look like luxury, still make it look and feel like a home, that sort of thing. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. This is Rocks with the Vanlife Rocks channel, and we're just getting this thing started. Hopefully this video wasn't a little too boring. I'm trying to get a little bit into this, but I'm just getting started. I'm just getting this whole idea running, so welcome to my channel. Lots of content coming forward. It's not just going to be a van tour and sayonara, you know. Who knows? I got a lot of ideas, so hopefully I can bring those ideas to life, share them with you guys, and get in on this movement. I've always been a big traveler at heart. I've been already everywhere in the USA. So the goal is to maybe eventually do that again, but in the van life version of it. I can't tell you how many places I have traveled to and haven't even taken the time to smell the roses, check out the sights. I've just blown right by. So van life is, after discovering van life, I've discovered that you can do all that taking your time. So that's the whole idea. Eventually I'd like to get to that point. COVID hit, world shut down, travel kind of slowed down, so right now while we're in that phase of things in life, might as well be on the build. Focus on building, and when the world opens back up, we'll be ready. Anyway, hit that like, subscribe, you know what to do. If you've enjoyed the content on this channel. Forgive me if I'm just a little rough around the edges right now. I am doing my first video of this build. I'm still learning. Thank you.